Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, my first fleet carrier, and my first look at the first fleet carrier. This is pretty crazy. It's the RGFC. Okay, stored ships, available ships. I want to see what it will cost to transport my ships. It'll cost 6.2 million to transfer my cutter. Now, we'll wait till we get out to Sothis to transfer it because it's out there. So there's no reason to transfer it from here. So let's see, outfitting. There is the Python setting in our own. See, those are not too bad to transfer them. They probably get much more expensive, but we definitely want to transfer them into our ship. Fuel scoop, that's 28 million an hour. It'll be 185,000. That 8A shield generator costs 1.5 million. So I think we're kind of getting there. We have about 200 million on the fleet carrier because this thing is expensive. See, there she is. See the ship? That's kind of a live view of the fleet carrier. So is that cool or what? It's got 16 bays. It has 8 large, 4 medium, and 4 small bays. I had heard it was 8 small, 4 medium, 4 large, but that was not correct. So we're learning as we go. Our fuel tank is half. It'll cost us, just the weekly upkeep is 34 million. Thank goodness at Sothis we can make up to 22 million in a 15-minute run, because we're going to need it, because this thing is crazy. We're about 400, a little over 400 light years from Sothis, and I'd really like to transfer it to Sothis. It takes like 2 hours to transfer it. See, now I can see it. Nope, I could see it there, but I can't see it here. We'll have 231 after the jump. And we're going to send it to Sothis. And maybe we can see the cloud that forms when we take off. Yeah, we got 19,570 free space. So I kind of want to see it take off. So we'll keep track of that and see what happens. So we'll return in a little bit, because it's going to leave and go to Sothis. And then we'll transfer our ships. And we'll probably wind up transferring it to the next location, but we'll put it in Sothis first just to get it there. And then we'll call it, hopefully, into the next system to orbit a planet. This will orbit the sun of Sothis. The RGFC. We've got 94 million on the carrier, and we have 199 in our, let's see, yeah, I guess it is 199. Yeah, we're still trying to figure this thing out. And the balance is 94, so that's about 3 weeks worth, and it should be enough throughout the beta. Navigation. The landing pad lockdown is in 37 minutes. It needs 5 minutes before it departs. The budget. We've used up so far about 2 million in costs that we already accrued. Projected cost is 22 million. So the total would be 34 million. You have to do a whole maintenance at some point, like after the jump. The galaxy average for tritium is 41,000. Let's see what that is compared to like gold. See, gold is cheaper than tritium. Palladium is cheaper than tritium. That's crazy. The shipyard. Cargo advanced. Insufficient courier balance, and that takes up 10,000 tons. like a Python, all of those. So passenger liners. And outfitting. Yeah, you can fully deck them out. Let's see, I don't really need to do that. I can just transfer the stuff over. The livery. General, yeah, because we don't have ARXs. Settings. Docking access is none, so that's just for me. And I'm set for the default.
We have an airlock malfunction on deck A. Maintenance units, please respond.
Next jump is Sothis in 37 minutes. So what I want to see is when this thing, the cloud, forms in front and it roars when it exits. That's what I want to see.
All available medical personnel, please report.
And we've used 5430 of our 25. So we have about 20,000 units. Yeah, fuel's too expensive right now, but maybe after it gets going, fuel won't be as bad. And right now, my carrier will be in Sothis. 35 minutes. And this is where we bring over our ships and our stored modules. So that's the next thing we'll do when we get to Sothis, is bring over our ships and modules. So it's pretty interesting.
Attention. Carrier crews have begun preliminary carrier checks. A hyperspace jump is pending.
I need to make that voice clearer. We need to raise the sounds. We can actually hear this stuff. Okay. We got 30 minutes before we take off. And if you would, look to the bottom right hand corner of the video and press that subscribe button. That does multiple things. It helps me out with YouTube. It notifies you when I bring you more fleet carrier videos and space legs and personal planetary bases in the future. So if you would press that, doesn't cost you anything, but it sure helps me out making these videos. I have over 500 videos, so I'm gonna need your help. Underneath the video in the description, you will see ways you can donate to the cause, and please consider donating. The cost of producing the videos and production equipment, hardware, software, storage equipment, audio equipment is very high, and if you could help us out, I'd really appreciate it. And underneath the video to the left, you'll see my YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, where you'll find over 500 more videos on about everything we can think of. And we'll certainly continue to bring these videos like the fleet carrier to you. And as we learn more, we'll continue to bring it to you. This is our first look. So if it looks like we're stumbling, yes, I'm stumbling around. And it'll be nice when we can have it repainted. I want it the same color as the Python and the cutter. I want it to be cobalt. It will really glisten out in space. And if there's fins that you like, a spoiler on the back, or there is fins on the side, because I've seen some pictures of some that we can put on it to make it uniform with the ships. Still got 28 minutes. So what I want to watch is when it goes into hyperspace, if they'll show it to you, because what'll happen, a cloud will form in front of the fleet carrier, lightning and the roar of it going into hyperspace. So we want to definitely watch that. So we'll probably come back. I've been pausing the video, and we come back and you can see more of it. We're going to make about a 408 light year jump. Now what's interesting, it says we'll still have 237 after the jump. And this is about a 400 light year jump. So that's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure. I would think there'd be less than 100 left after jump. So we'll find out. And the jump capacity after the jump left, we'll have 366. So what it's saying is we will still, it's only going to take half the fuel to get us to Sothis, which is 408 light years. So I'm a little confused by that too. So we'll see. We're still learning. We'll continue to learn, and we'll continue to watch. Because we haven't had anything like this before, or I haven't, in Elite Dangerous. This is to have your own mega ship. It's expensive, yes, but the cargo missions that we do at Sothis makes us between 12 and 22 million per 15 to 20 minute run. Now, because I'm doing the videos, it takes longer, and where I'm explaining fleet carriers and things like that, it takes longer. But in an hour, we can make about 75 million. That's 2 weeks worth in an hour. So yes, we have to grind more, and yes, we'll like to have about a year's worth of monies for the fleet carrier. And yeah, what you see at times, you see the security ships flying around, patrolling. So, and your fleet carrier is indestructible. No one can destroy your ship. So we probably should go over some of that stuff, since we have, we're set in front of a live as of when I'm in game. Looking at the fleet carrier. The base cost is $5 billion, and then it costs for the services. Now that can be quite expensive. Like the outfitting was over $300 million, I believe, and the shipyard was $520 million. That's just for the service. That's just to start up the service. That's not ships, that's not modules, That's not any of that stuff. I started out with 6.3 million or billion, and we spent about $1 billion on those services because we have about 300 million left. So it's like 6 billion really to get started. So you need to grind about 6 billion. You need to watch my preparing for fleet carriers videos. Our ship, our Python, is currently in one of those bays, one of the medium bays, and you have 8 large bays there on top, and on both sides you have 4 medium bays, and you have 4 small bays for small ships. So the Python is in the hangar currently. I did see where we can, in settings, that little gear, we can change what it's used for. See, before they said there was default, explorer, mining, and trader, and there's quite a few. There's much more than that. We got 22 more minutes, so we're still good. See here. So the different uses of your carrier, and I just set mine for default. And you can set who can access it. Everybody, squadron only, friends only, squadron and friends, or none. None means it's for the owner, for you. Or if you have a fleet carrier, it's for you only. And you can set it if notorious pilots are permitted to dock. So those that are wanted, things like that, you can set it to where they can't dock at your station. And the decommission, this is where it locks the your fleet carrier is due to be decommissioned. The carrier will be removed from service after a week with a percentage of its cost refunded. 4 billion will be refunded out of the 5 billion if you did that. Okay. So let's go over some of the other specifics. There was a fleet courier vendor here in this Belanti, and there's like 12 or 13 systems that have a fleet carrier vendor. And we have the menu, so we can exit. That's this menu here, fleet carrier menu, and sys right. And as I said in the in previous videos, carrier management. My competent combat rating went from 18 to 17. Okay, excuse me. This beta was as of March 26, so it was at 17% March 26. Now also remember, what you do in beta stays in beta. It does not transfer to your main account. And we got 20 minutes left.
Attention, this carrier has scheduled a hyperspace jump. Please conclude any remaining business in this system prior to departure.
Okay, it's just telling us to wrap up before that clock runs out up there. And it locks down the landing pads 5 minutes before takeoff. And this is the carrier's menu. You got a tritium depot. Which is here. So you can donate tritium to your carrier. And right now, the average cost is about 20,000 credits per ton. I mean, it's more valuable than gold or palladium. It's crazy how expensive palladium is right now. So hopefully over time it goes down, because that's nuts. Get this menu out of the way because we want to see the carrier when it takes off in 18.5 minutes. The weekly upkeep, you see my weekly upkeep, which is almost everything. I don't have the armory part turned on, and there might be a few others, but it can easily get up to about 45 million per week. So keep that in mind. It's probably not cheap to operate. We have a 25-ton capacity, and we've used up 5430 just picking the services, and we don't have any ships in the shipyard except for my ship in one of the hangars. We don't have any outfitting yet. When we get to Sothis, we're going to transfer our ships and the stored modules that I have. We deposited money. Still got 17 minutes. You can deposit or withdraw monies. See, there's 94 million in the current balance of the fleet carrier, and I have 199 in my personal balance.
Attention all personnel. Carrier jump sequence has been initiated. Lockdown begins in 15 minutes.
In 15 minutes, the lockdown. So what I'm wondering if we get to still see this picture at the time of the lockdown. I'm hoping that we still get to see it, because it's a live shot. So you got secure trading, shipyard, outfitting, livery. We saw where squadrons and friends, everybody. It takes an hour before. See, I set it almost 45 minutes ago to make a jump to Sothis, and it takes an hour to build up. And then you make your jump, and it takes an hour to cool down. And we'll be around the sun. I was not able to pick a planet within the system, and I don't know if it's best to see. There's another location I'd like for the fleet carrier to live. And after we get to Sothis and the cool down and all of that, and maybe the next video or at the end of this one, we'll talk about going over to that other planet near some rings, or at some point. This beta will last 13 days, so we do have some time. But I had 6.3 billion, and we used up 6 of it easy. And my guess, we could use up even more than that. So I've got 8.5 in my main profile. So yeah, we need to grind before June if we're going to keep the fleet carrier. We got 14
Attention all
minutes,
passengers.
almost
This
15
carrier
minutes.
has scheduled a hyperspace jump. Please conclude any remaining business in this system prior to departure.
There's no universal cartographics on our fleet carrier. There's no support ships. The only support ships are yours. So I have a cutter and a Python. And when we get to Sothis, I'm going to transfer my cutter onto or have it transferred over to the carrier. and all of my modules, if I still have enough money to do so. 6.3 is really not enough. You're really going to need more than 6 billion. You know, probably around 8 to 10 to 12, as much as you can get. This thing it's a black hole for your credits. It really is. So we need to make a lot of money. The next beta is in May, and it's for PC and console users. This beta is only for PC. So there will be another one, and probably within a month. After the 13 days, this one is 13 days, so we have 12 after today. I want to bring you as many videos as we can think of how to use for the carrier. And we'll need to asteroid mine tritium, surface and subsurface. Now, I'm not a super miner. I don't have tons of experience. Most of the 90% of the credits that I have made is with cargo. So that's why we're taking it to Sothis, because we're going to run cargo missions on my current main account, not in beta. So we're certainly not going to run missions in beta, because we'll lose that at the end of the beta. But we'll run missions to build. See, we're at 8.5 billion. We need much more than that. You know, at least 10, 12, 15 billion. So we got about 7 minutes to lockdown. Trying to see if there's more information I should share at this time. We thought the tritium would be about 90 credits per ton, but it's 45,000 credits per ton. That's crazy. We really hope that Frontier reevaluates that, because it is almost impossible. I mean, it costs more than gold and palladium. Just fuel costs much more than gold and palladium. Okay. We have about 6 minutes till lockdown. And I want to thank you for watching, coming along. This is my first look too. I'm not an expert at fleet carriers. I don't know if any commander is an expert at fleet carriers. This is the first real view we've had of them, like a live in-game view. And even Frontier gave misleading information, as they would say. Well, you will see when during the beta. So yes, a lot of this we're seeing for the first time in the beta. So we have roughly 5.5 minutes before lockdown. I'm just hoping we get to keep this screen to see the cloud that forms in front of the fleet carrier, and the lightning and the roar as it goes into hyperspace. And since we are using an Oculus Rift S, I can turn around, so hopefully we can watch it take off. I don't know when lockdown happens, because I have the fleet carrier management on, and it says lockdown. It says finish your business before 5 minutes, so it's 4 minutes and 48 seconds. So we will see what happens. Be sure to press that subscribe button in the lower right hand corner. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps me with YouTube eventually, because I'm not even close to the minimum subscribers. I appreciate every subscriber that has subscribed. It encourages me, and it'll help me in the future. And you'll be notified when I present more videos. Yeah, I really stumbled through the whole first part of this because I had no idea what I was doing. But I think, and by the forums I've been monitoring, I think we have most of the services that we really need. Now the armory, we might need that one too, even for mining things, like for the mining lasers and things. I don't know. Like for heat sinks, we would need it for the ammo, but every service is in the tens or hundreds of millions, so we probably will, because I'd like to completely take care of my fleet with the carrier. Now, since I have 8.5, I have over 2.2 billion more on my current account outside of beta. I probably will have all of the necessary services in that one. So we got 2 minutes and 50 seconds before lockdown. I'm hoping we get to keep this screen. This carrier admin OS. Because you would hope they would let you keep watching it, because you would like to see the fleet carrier take off. Because it's far more dramatic than when your ship goes into hyperspace. If you've seen any of the mega ships take off, or the big battleships, it is pretty amazing. And to actually get to own one, that's what's so wild. That's why I think it'll be worth the grind to have one. Yeah, it is a big trophy for you, but just to be able to run around the galaxy in it, especially after fuel costs come down, and they really need to come down because it's way too expensive right now. The Explorers, I just don't see how they can afford to fuel this thing. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds before lockdown, and I'm afraid to leave the screen because it might not let us back into it, and it might kick us out of it. So I can't promise that we'll get to see it take off. I'm hoping. There are videos out there of fleet carriers taking off, and we'll try to find one and add it to one of our near future videos. We have 1 minute till lockdown. I just don't think you can do any services while in lockdown. And see, it's orbiting the sun, and at Sothis we'll be orbiting the sun too. I wasn't able to expand the system map, or the galaxy map, into the system to pick a planet to orbit. So maybe that's a bug or something too, I don't know. But when we get to Sothis, I can take the Python and go into our destination that's 20 light years from Sothis and call the carrier there to that location, to the planet that I'd like for it to, which is one of the moons of a planet that has icy rings. 5 seconds. See what happens. That's when the lockdown happens. Okay, well, we're under 5 seconds, so maybe they're going to let us watch. I'm hoping they let us watch, because I want to see this thing go into hyperspace. We are recording. I mean, I would think that's a big feature, to be able to see the carrier go into hyperspace. And it goes in pretty slow. Like your ship accelerates and boom, it's gone. This thing goes real slow into this cloud, a black cloud that will form in front of the ship in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Making sure I can see around, because I would like to be able to see the whole thing happen. and 4 minutes 5 seconds. They should have like or some kind of recognizable lights or something that it's about to go into to orbit or into hyperspace. When I was traveling around the station, I did hear on the comm that another ship was about to go into hyperspace or to make a jump, and it's 3 minutes and 33 seconds before jump. Trying to reset my chair where we can get a good view, and I'm hoping they let us have a view in 3 minutes 18 seconds. If nothing goes wrong. Maybe if it did, maybe we could find another video or try it again at another time. 3 minutes before jump to Sothis. But because it's such a credit hog, oops, it kicked us out. Nope, they're not going to let us see it.
Attention. Carrier has entered pre-flight lockdown. All services have been suspended.
Retracting landing pads.
They might let us see it because it said carrier view. See, it's locking down the landing pads. 2 minutes, 12 seconds. So maybe we can see it because it said, it gave the countdown, but then it said carrier management view.
Hangar bays secured.
I can't really hear the comm, and I've turned it all the way up. At some point, that cloud's going to start to form. See, I would think they would let you have this carrier management view, because I'm sure everyone wants to see their courier go into hyperspace. In 1 minute, 8 seconds. And we're still recording, which is a good thing. I want you to see it. I want to see it. I haven't seen it yet. I have seen a video of someone in their ship, and as it went into hyperspace, but this view is a really good view. So I'm keep trying to get positioned where I can see it. 28 seconds. Here we go, it's revving up.
Frame shift drive engaged.
We'll be looking for this cloud. 7 seconds. Should happen at any second now. 2 seconds, 1 second. Well, I wish we could have seen it. The camera view, they need to add that, because that would be pretty amazing. This current system Sothis. We're there. Now there is a cooldown period.
Ship in day 7 has a probe launcher calibration scheduled for 1100.
We can't make another jump until it cools down, and maybe we can't do any services until it cools down. $6 minutes. Transfer to this station. Transfer fee is 100. Just want to see if this works. Transfer to this station. See, we got 72 modules that we want to transfer. Probably going to transfer the cutter over. Let's make sure it's at the bottom. You'll see the ones that are in transit. Okay. Shipyard. We want to transfer our ships. See, we might use the Sidewinder for whatever reason. Transfer options. Transfer this ship. Confirm. But we did make our jump, and we're at Sothis within a few seconds, or a few minutes, so we didn't have to take the Python back to Ceos, or Sothis. Bringing the cutter over. Okay, they're both in transit. Two stored ships, kind of on the way. We will transfer more of our stored modules. See, currently my no, they're not there. Well, I guess they are. My cargo racks and things were at Don's Inheritance, so they'll go from Don's Inheritance to this ship. I still want to send this ship to the next system that has the rings that will be mining. I'm not a great asteroid miner. I do have an asteroid mining, a surface mining video, and we'll probably start out with the Python, and then try to do some. If we don't have too much trouble with pirates, then we'll try to use the cutter. See, eventually I'd like to have 2 Pythons and 2 cutters. And one would be for mining, one would be for cargo. Someday. Again, we'll have to do this. We'll do this 2 more times. Once in the next beta, and then we'll have to do it all again when we go live. Stored modules. I mean, it'll take a while to get them all transferred, but I want everything transferred to the fleet carrier. Now, we probably won't mine a whole load because, again, what you mine in beta stays in beta. So in 13 days, that's gone. So I don't want to do a ton of work that's just going to go away after 13 days. I'd rather do work in our main account where we make money, but tritium's not in our main account yet. Okay, it says the lightweight alloy is here. We're going to definitely try to keep it. Sis left. I kind of would like to go over to Don's Inheritance and see if they have tritium, and see if they're trying to sell it for 42,000 or whatever. Okay, so let's take off.
Landing gear retracted.
Clamps released. Move clear of the landing pad.
Auto launch process. Sis left.
Welcome, Commander. Thank you for visiting.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I want to check the prices of tritium. Sis left. Did you see our RGFC is listed? That's pretty cool. Now, if we can buy some, we will. We'll buy just a little bit. I've got 48 cargo slots, so we would buy some. just to transport it. And I wish you could move it intra, but there's not Super Cruise on the fleet carrier. Gotta be ready to move away if a pirate with superpowers pops in behind us out of thin space. And we're slowing down because of the gravitational pull of the planet. But we're slowly speeding back up. That's kind of strange. It's having trouble coming out of Super Cruise. That's kind of strange. That was kind of strange.
DeLacy, Romeo Golf, India. Station services are prepped for your arrival. Greetings, Commander.
Sis left. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Landing authorized. Cleared to land on pad 3-8.
You can tell it's
Automated
beta.
docking assist is now in progress.
Sis up. Our cutter had arrived. And like the Sirius system permit issue, that's in beta. That doesn't necessarily, well, it doesn't transfer to your live account. But I do want to transfer a little bit of
Landing gear
tritium
deployed.
if they have it. Now, Sothis Mining would probably have it. The reason I'm checking here is because we could bring the cutter and get a much larger quantity. But it's real expensive. Ooh, yeah, I mean, even that's, yeah. Yeah, it throws me off when I see that new services.
And safety. Pacification emplacements are active and tracking at this station.
Commodities market. I just want to see if they have tritium. No. No tritium. So let's go to Sothis Mining and see if they've got it. Sis left. Nothing's working. Is this left? So that's mining.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship released. Access corridor is clear.
And so you can't just go to Anera CZ because they probably don't have the updates in their system yet to be able to say, okay, where can I buy tritium? Is this left?
DeLacy, Romeo Golf,
Frameshift
India.
drive
You are now in
charging.
Federation space. Be advised, docking access to this
Ready to
station is
engage.
by permission only.
4, 3, 2.
And I have the audio
One.
up.
Engage.
So that's probably I have the audio up, so it's probably, that's why it's jarring. Because we couldn't hear the voice from the fleet carrier. So it might be blasting your ears right now, so okay. Thank goodness we're not interdicted during that time. Turn down the volume. We're going to go to Sothis Mining because it is a mining station and I hope they have tritium. And you can run missions sometimes and get rewards like in materials, so I didn't check that at Don's Inheritance, but that's something we'll probably want to check. Is some of the missions, can you get rewards in tritium? Is this left? See, we're closer than 141, so that's kind of freaked out too. And we were going faster than that. So I think that's a bug too. Because I know we're going faster than 135. But I do want to check some of the missions and see if the rewards are material. We can get some tritium. Because I would definitely run missions for tritium. Again, make sure you look to the lower right hand corner of the screen and see that subscribe button. Please press that. It'll help me with YouTube in the future, and it does not cost you anything. And you'll get notified when I create more fleet carrier space legs, and personal planetary base videos. Is this left?
Docking request granted.
See, that might even work perfectly if we could get paid in tritium. That would be cool. Now, not that everything works in beta yet. See, we might have a tough time finding where we can buy tritium. Now, if we can buy it anywhere, we should be able to buy it here.
Landing gear deployed.
This is a mining station. And we could carry 280 tons at a
Docking
time.
successful. Engines disengaged.
Now we might be interdicted more. Commodities. Tritium. See, the galactic average is 50 credits. If we could buy it for 50, where can you buy it for 50? I mean, where can you buy it for 50 though? And like Ceos, it's making it sound like it's over there. It's 41,000 here, but look at that galactic average. Profit it's sold at galactic average 50 credits. Where can we buy it for that? That would be crazy. We probably should buy a few just to say we did. Let's check the missions board and see if there's any missions that returns commodities. Yeah, it looks kind of weird. Transport. All. See, Uranite. Because if I could deliver missions and get tritium in exchange, that would be crazy. Boy, look at that. Transfer 144. Boy, look at this thing. Transfer 144 units of tritium to Brunel, and they'll pay you 22 million for that. Isn't that crazy? That's craziness. Okay. Let's go back to the carrier. That was crazy. 144 units, and they'll pay us 22 million for delivering tritium. Yeah, we would have to do that.
Landing gear retracted. Ship released. Engines engaged.
Expensive. We could get interdicted over it. Just having 10. Because it's worth more than gold and palladium. But I just wanted to see how to donate tritium. It's only got 10 units, but boy, if that's in June, we can make a fortune. You can make about 50 million probably per load carrying tritium. That would be crazy. See, we make about 10.5 on palladium, and they were offering 22 million for only 144 units. So it'd be about 25 million for 180. 25 or 30. Sis left. Sis left. Because we don't want to run into the sun either, because it's orbiting the sun. So we probably want to get closer till we can see where it's at. And I'm not excited about orbiting the sun, because the pirates would definitely try to throw you into the sun. The RGFC. To just think that's you'd have your own mega ship, and it shows up in your left panel, navigation panel. And it looks like it's under the sun. It's not facing the sun. But we have to be ready to move away. And after we land and donate the tritium, that'll probably be the end of this video. And I'm sure we'll do many more on it. But we'll probably do some cargo missions also in our live account. Yeah, the timer on below the distance is kind of real freaky.
Welcome, Commander. I hope you are in good health.
Sis left. Kind of far from it. It'll probably turn us down because we're not that close.
Docking permission.
Yeah,
has been
7,500.
Move to within 7.5 kilometers of the carrier.
And I think the pads are on the other side, but it'll take us over there.
Retracting landing pad.
Docking request accepted. Proceed to your designated pad, Commander. Request accepted.
And hopefully we don't run into it. You never know with auto docking. Sis left. Look at all the security forces.
Landing gear deployed.
Isn't that cool? To have your own mega ship. And we could run some major missions for tritium.
Docking complete. Engines shutting down. Hello, Commander. How may we assist you?
Okay. We can donate because we bought 10 of them. Confirm deposit. And we did. Sis right. Okay, we did dump them. So that's cool. Well, thank you for coming along on our adventure with our own personal fleet carrier. This is pretty cool. I really like it. Let's see the fleet carrier. Yeah, there she is. Make sure you press that subscribe button at the lower right hand corner of the video. Are we moving? Helps me with YouTube, doesn't cost you anything, but it notifies you when we make more of these, our personal fleet carrier videos. Underneath the video in the description, you'll see ways to donate. Please consider donating to the cause of making all these videos and the costs that are involved and all of that. And underneath the video to the left, you'll see our YouTube channel, GFM_RDG, and be sure to come along and also watch more of our videos. Prior to the publication of this one, it was the first episode of our first look and when we bought the fleet carrier, so watch that video also, and watch the next ones that come out. So until then, thank you for watching.